4, 17-4 is 16-4, you guys. Wall ball, deadlift, row, handstand push-ups. 13-minute AMRAP. You gotta stay healthy. This is a big one, especially after 17-1 and 2 and 3. We're back at it. Posterior chain, core stability, shoulder stability. All three of those have to take a big part in your activation and warm-up to survive for 17-5. All right, so we are gonna start with talking about some hip mobility. We have a video that just came out this morning on the same hip drill, so utilize this. It's a very underutilized mobilization that is super easy for you to do, and you can do it in different angles. So we're gonna start with the first one. So come on out and we're gonna grab a green band and start off by placing this inside the leg here, and we're gonna create a little bit of tension. We're gonna have you walk out just a little bit, so now you have a little bit of tension on that. What you're gonna do is grab behind your thigh and relax your leg. The trick here is your leg has to be completely relaxed. The hand is doing all the work and the leg is along for the ride. This band is giving you an inferior or bottom glide, and what you're going to do is now you're going to put your knee towards your chest and get a little bit of hip mobility. This is going to help with a little bit of squatting, so the wall ball with the row, and so this will allow you to get deeper into that position without a lot of stress. And now you can play with that hip position and turn out to the side, open that up in different angles, and you can actually position your body in a different angle as well, so you can kind of get a little bit of deep hip opening in those different positions as well. So whatever feels great and amazing, go ahead and do that. And that's an easy one you can be doing for at least a minute. Okay, so that is for the hip opening, for wall ball and the row. And now we'll talk about that handstand push-up. We know that your shoulders are going to fatigue, and across all these movements you really have to be careful with your rep scheme, right? So you're going to have to pace out how many reps that you think you're going to be doing. 55 is a lot across all movements, so whether that's 5 and a 3-second break or 10 reps and a 5-second break, whatever you're doing to cycle through these quickly, just make sure you have that game plan going in, because if you try and rep 20 handstand push-ups in a row, just make sure you can last all 55 and safely. So to avoid any arching of the back or getting no rep, what you want to do is emphasize head through position, core activation, and avoiding the hyperextension. So we have an easy drill today. We're going to be doing a strict shoulder press with a kettlebell in a seated position. The purpose of this movement is that it'll minimize how much arching you can produce, because your back is already limited with your hips being stuck to the ground. So now we're going to do is a strict shoulder press with the head through, and then come right back down, and start from that dead position every single time. So don't do them continuous. So press up, head through, just trying to mimic that handstand push-up position with good positioning from your tongue. So try not to hyperextend, okay? Go ahead and relax, thank you. So next we talk about the deadlift. The deadlift and the row are going to be very similar in that you really have to watch where your back position is and maintain a good trunk position. So make sure your hamstrings are nice and loose, lengthen, and then also your glutes and hips are also activated, so that way you don't collapse from your spine. So we're going to be starting with a single leg RDL or a single leg good morning, whatever version you want. So we're going to tie a band around the shoulders or neck, place it around the foot, and you're going to go into a single leg RDL or good morning, doesn't matter. You're going to try and go down into a flex position and then come right back up. Squeeze the glute that is moving, so that way you can get a little bit of hamstring lengthening, so whatever your limitation is. So if you don't have good hamstring length, you can start with a bent knee, and if you're very flexible, you can start with a straight leg, and then use your glute to pull you up, right? That's what we're going to focus on for the deadlift, so your back doesn't collapse. So try and avoid arching. Thank you. So we have all three of those preparatory movements. All in all, you guys, you really have to be careful with your warm-up and make sure that you are ready to go just prior to the workout. So try and get a couple reps in of all the movements, not just doing activation exercises or foam rolling. You really want to get warmed up and get that tissue nice and pliable. So make sure you go through a few rounds of that for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds of each of those movements. Start with a light weight and then work your way up. All in all, you guys, we're almost done. We've got 1 week, 17.5 next week, 17.4 today, 16.4. And again, thanks to you guys for following. This has been a tremendous experience, and we appreciate all you guys' feedback and support. So Chris with Sports Performance, you guys feel free to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Sports Performance PT. See you guys next week.